Not the boys at all in the temple. Maybe don't let it go at that, but there are a lot of...
Old City Square has 51 5 degrees of freedom, making...
On the way home, I got hungry, and I ate it.
We're Americans, and we don't like competition, okay? I'm eating, and I'm reading a book, and this wave just comes up.
Making this robot, but it is controlled by living brain cells much like those inside your head. Researchers...
This moth isn't just swinging around, it's been bugged.
Grow collections around 3,000 brain cells in the lab. The cells grow collections with each other and start communicating
using electrodes implanted into the muscles.
Some are hard to find out from predicting signals from robot ultrasound distance sensor.
Here, signals are sent to its left flight muscle to make it lift that wing.
The output of these cells can be used to control
different signals can be sent for it to lower its wing, to lift both wings at once, or to make them flat.
They each have a motor in them, and it actually drives forward when I walk. It actually powers that knee through the step.
Powered through Bluetooth technology.
Increasing the frequency of the pulse makes the wings beat faster. If a signal is sent only to one side while the moth is flying, it will veer in that direction. Implanted electrodes into the brains of tree beetles,
and they
close to
talk to
neurons
each other and
that
try to
control
mimic
flight.
the stride length.
A computer
that the
program
other
in the
one's doing. If I
device
speed
controls
up,
the
the other one
beetle,
can realize
and
it's
here,
doing it,
it
and
beats
it'll
its
speed up
wings
as well.
and takes off when a negative voltage is sent to its brain. Researchers are putting moths in control and using them as a pair of eyes. They've found out how to intercept signals from their visual system and how to use them to make a robot move. Here, a graduate student demonstrates how the robot can be steered. Combining living and machine components could eventually make robotic systems more effective.
Legs when an IED hit his convoy in Fallujah, Iraq in 2006.
The IED went off directly underneath me and took off basically everything that was hanging over the ledge of the seat, my legs. And then it killed my sergeant in front of me and my good friend next to me. My gunner lost his right leg. I shattered my hip. I have 32 pins in my hip. I broke my pelvis, so I have a 6-inch screw holding that together. I lost both legs above the knee. I broke 4 fingers, broke my jaw, broke my nose, lacerated kidney. So I recovered well, I think, and great care here and done well.
Today, I use the Bluetooth prosthetics.
It's a lot of hip control. In my other legs, I usually have to use all my thigh to power through things, but since these are moving on their own, then I actually just kind of have to lift and shift my weight a little bit.
He says they're a bit heavier than the other 2 microchip prosthetics he's worn, but they require much less effort to operate.
If they're not programmed right, they kind of do their own thing sometimes, and they'll kick for no reason. Like you'll just be standing there and be like, and just kick off to the side.
Able to master the stairs just yet.
Sometimes when you go near a computer or something, you'll hear the computer start freezing, so it does do that a lot. And I'll be like, I'm sorry, and I have to turn my legs off.
Communicates robot wirelessly. The team plans to use their robot brain power. New pattern behavior in the future. They hope there are enough similarities to teach about unknown.
All right, freaks, folks, non-humanoids, humans, all of the above. Welcome to another crazy shite, where we go over crazy shite. And today's subject is no different than what we've been going over before. Just because it is the spooky season, we will be going over spooky stuff. And today I found a very fun subject. It may be an older film or documentary, but I've never heard or seen this. So I thought it would be fun for us to go over, because I'm guessing most of you have not seen or heard of it, especially if I haven't, because most of the time I have heard or have gone over or read or watched stuff about the subjects that I bring to y'all, and you sometimes ask me, where do I get these things? And it is from doing the stupid research that I've done. And a lot of these things are actually attached to a lot of the carnival sideshow oddities, traveling circuits as well, either on the train or by wagon and or by caravan or modern vehicles. Recently, I've gone to a handful during my tours. I've gone to a handful of places that had insane oddities at different places with their different cryptids or their different museum exhibits. So I've heard about a lot of this stuff before, and then now I'm finding it online, and we're going over it. So let's do our disclaimer.
Disclaimer: the views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers, commentators, experts, and/or hosts. They do not explicitly or necessarily reflect nor represent the channel's policy or the views held by this channel or broadcaster. The broadcaster or its channel cannot be held accountable for all or any views expressed during this program.
Yes, and then 401, whatever, fair usage as well. So we usually break the fuck out of content, and we usually make it so it is all fair use. So have fun trying to go through this stream and seeing that we didn't fair use your stuff if we use it. Let's bring in our dumb intro, and then we'll get into our guests, and we'll say hello to the side chat, and then get into the idiocracy of the film that I have for all of you.
It's just like Killer Cop 4, but she's got Hema instead of fry cook balls. I need you, Action Bastard. Action Bastard, I need you. Action Bastard, I need you. Why am I wasting time dancing?
You want to know why? Because the world is fucking flat, dog. And everything that you see up there, as far as like planets or stars, yeah, guess what, dude? It's fucking fake. It's just lights up there. The government put those lights up there so you dummies could just act like there's something up there.
Wait a second. Are you a flat earther?
Call a crackhead. You're stupid. Yeah.
Yeah, you're stupid. All right, let's begin bringing in our guests. And of course, the first one is, of course, our co-host and everybody's favorite.
Some people without brains do an awful lot of talking, don't they?
Yes, I guess you're right.
Howdy, partner.
How's it?
Hello.
Looks like you're
how's you doing?
I am a little exhausted from the weekend. Friday was Friday the 13th. That was good.
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
Anyways, so Friday the 13th was I was performing at a tattoo shop down in Denver, which is an hour away from Fort Collins. And I got a cool Friday the 13th tattoo. Maybe later I'll try to show it. It's on my lower leg, so I'm not going to be able to show it like live on stream, but I think I'm able to get to a photo of it in a second. So I might show that to y'all. And then I performed and had fun doing that. My one of the ladies that works there, she's going to be doing some corset piercing on me tomorrow, and she may be stretching my septum to a larger gauge, and maybe she's going to throw a couple other needles in me. We'll see. So anyways, let's get on to the rest of our
throw a needle in her.
I believe she's taken, and if not, yeah, she's cute, but anyways, no, I know. Although I'm sure that I could pierce her a couple times just to like show her some piercing techniques that she doesn't know of. So I will show everybody the corset piercing that we're gonna do tomorrow, and then I have a showdown in Denver tomorrow. So anyways, and then yesterday, let me just bring in everybody, and then I'll talk about the rest of the weekend. Let's do it that way. Because then everybody can hear. Because right now, I think people can't hear anything because they're in the background unless they have it open on their whatever. So anyways, let's bring in our next guest, and of course, it's everybody's favorite. How are you doing? Hey, Vila.
Hello. It's doing the thing again where it's delayed a minute. I'm okay, thank you.
Awesome. Well, we're glad to have you because been a bit what?
Been a bit hectic, and I think I've like properly damaged my foot.
Ooh, that's not good.
How did you do that?
Because of the way I sit like on my foot a lot, and it curls it over.
Like kind of cross-legged, but kind of like your foot is under you. Yeah, I know. I've noticed that. Yeah.
And it curves my whole foot, and now my little toe is going weird.
So now you need to start
buy
an
a separator
OnlyFans
to stop it.
Now you need to start an OnlyFans just so you can show your foot off.
Yeah.
Yeah, now you still got it, before it falls off.
I briefly talked to a guy I was like briefly speaking with a guy with a foot fetish, and apparently my feet are nice.
Well, that's what I was getting at, was you can make some money off of that, Chica. All right, let's bring in our next guest. And then, of course, is everybody's favorite Canadian. And that's our Owl Trucker. How are you doing?
No, I'm doing very well. How are you doing?
Again, exhausted, but as soon as we bring in our next guest, I'll get to the rest of. Yeah,
Oh,
no
God.
worries. No, you're polite like most Canadians are. Of course, you have to ask. So let's get into our next guest. And I don't have a intro for you, but I'm just gonna do this.
But wait, there's more. Hang on to your seat, baby, because this one's a screamer.
Oh yes,
There
he's
we
a
go.
screamer.
I mean, he is a bit of a screamer.
Yeah. That's what I kind of figured it would fit him. So how are you doing?
I'm pretty good. What about you?
Awesome. Yes. So now that everybody's in here, so Friday was Friday the 13th in October, which hasn't happened in a gazillion years or something. I don't know how many years, but I read something that was like 10 or 30 years. I don't know. Somebody, if you have that, let us know. It's been a hot second since that. So I went and performed at a tattoo shop. I got a cool little skull with a 13 in its forehead on my leg. And then yesterday I was at a tattoo competition down in Colorado Springs, and I performed for Fox News, the local affiliate, and they did a segment. I guess I wasn't able to find it or watch it. They probably cut me out of it, even though I had the interviewer staple money to my face. Yeah, and then I did a show, and I got lots of money stapled to me. So I'm a little tired today, or just not as, even though I probably seem like I'm still energetic. I'm a little exhausted. And then tomorrow I'm going to go get some piercings done and then go and do a show down in Denver. So lots of things and stuff. This is my time of the year, is October. Everybody wants a freak. So I get lots of gigs.
Come on, I want a freak all year long, man.
A freak in the sheets and a something in the whatevers. I don't remember.
When October comes, everybody wants a piece of Slim.
Exactly. So yes, and I have like so many other events that are coming up as well that I'll let everybody know. So yes, good times. So speaking of that, let's go ahead and say hello to the Sidema chats, and then we'll delve in to the meat and potatoes of the subject that I have for today. So everybody say hello to Commander.
Howdy, Commander.
I hope everything's going well. We'll look further down to see what else you say, Commander. And then of course we have our sister Sydney.
Hey, Sid.
Construction. So okay, that's fine, Mama. Whatever you need to do, and we don't really mind the extra background noise, but if it's not kosher for you, or you don't like it, that's fine. Hey, Demon.
So I found it. The last Friday the 13th in October was in 2017.
Okay, so it's not as far away as my brain.
I saw that it normally occurs every either 11 years or 6 years. We were in a 6-year mark, but the one before that was an 11-year.
Okay, so maybe that's what I was thinking.
2017, the last one was in 2002.
Okay, yeah. So once again, they're not common.
2006. Yeah.
But we'll experience like 3 or 4 in our lifetime or something like that. So yeah, that's why this was a little bit more special. And they were doing these little tattoos that were like this big on everybody for $31.
Oh my gosh.
And
1995 and 1996, we had a Friday the 13th in October for 2 consecutive years.
Well, yeah, that could work if the next one is the year with 1 day more, then that could move it so that fits
because of leap years.
Yeah, I think that might.
So then eventually you would have an overlapping almost, or next. Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Because like
everybody,
usually every year, like it moves a day, I guess.
Yeah, we should come back around again. How often has that ever happened? 2 in a row, or was that?
It's had to have happened.
Two leap years. They did an extra leap year after a while, right?
I remember it happened a few years back. I can't remember which year it was, but it happened.
They decided to
And
have a
there's
second leap year.
Yeah, it was 1999, I think, is what Vila was saying. But anyways,
95, 96.
Sorry. Yeah. Okay. Oh man, I wish I would have been old enough to like understand what was actually going on then to actually celebrate it properly. But I was only like 15, 16 at that time, or around that age at that time, and like my brain didn't understand the significance of that being there. But anyways, everybody, let's say hello to the rest of the side chat, and then we'll get on to more fun facts like that. And then we're going to go over a bunch of Friday the 13th stuff for the Satanic Panic episode, and then also the Halloween episode. We'll be going over number theory stuff, the evil numbers in quotes and all that stuff, and what 616 is and 666 and all that fun stuff for Halloween. And then the history of Halloween, Samahalian or whatever that's called, and then why the Jeebus people decided to make their Halloween on this date, and then what it really means, and the harvest and the change of it and all that fun stuff. So anyways, that'll happen later. So everybody say hello to Beach.
Hey, Beach.
We got a West Side Girl.
Son of a beach.
Yes, and we have West Side Girl.
No, East Side.
And I know we're going to be talking about a bunch of demons, but not Milton Friedman, not that demon. That may be another time that we'll talk about that.
Oh yeah, demons. I need to switch my image again.
So once again, if you would like to see me more drunk or get me more drunk, I will be sharing. I'll be giving some of the money to Mangoes to help with small one. So I have the blue stuff this time. So $5. Damn it, I dropped it. And stuff and things. And speaking of the devil, and there's our Mango. I'm guessing her Wi-Fi is shite, and then she's not able to join us. But if you're able to, let us know. And same with anybody else in the side chat who wants to join us. Just let us know, and we'll send you a link, and you can jump in and join in the fun and taking the piss out of. I don't want to say these people are lying, but these people, something happened to them and they don't understand what happened to them. And because they were pushed into religion, they think these things happen. Let's put it that way for now. And we'll go over why I think those. And then everybody else can put in their 2 to 5 cents and let me know if I'm wrong. But I think that's what happened with a lot of these people. Next one is Bill Partley.
Look like that happened.
What?
Doesn't look like there was a Friday the 13th on the 95 and 96.
Okay. So 1996 was a leap year. So
and it was 1995 there was one. But there was a Friday the 13th on September the 13th, not October.
Okay.
Because I'm looking back at all of the dates till 18 something.
Okay. Once again, Vila, if you will kind of remember that or like save some of that data or look a little bit more into it, I would like to go over that for Halloween. That stuff, because October, you know what I'm saying? So we'll go deeper into what Friday the 13th means, why we're so scared of it in currently in modern times, because it's not an old thing that people were scared of. It's a very modern thing. So we'll go over that. And so it is Samhain. I thought it was Samhain. So it is Samhain. It's Samhain.
Samhain.
Yeah,
Samhain.
Oh, that's just the way the American dumbasses.
About Scottish Gaelic or Welsh Gaelic. It's Samhain or Samhain.
Sure. Thank you.
And Sal is Gaelic for pig. So.
Okay. Oh yeah.
And it was talking about like you were going through the taking them through the fires and all the rituals. So it's Samhain or Samhain.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Mama, and thanks, Fila, for making it so our dumbass Americans actually will hopefully learn how to say it properly. Anyways, everybody say hello to Harry.
Hey, Harry.
And yes, that is the lack of psych meds. That's why. Let me bring in our next guest, because after I play their intro.
Every time I see that video, I wonder how close his pants were to coming off when he got out of the ice there.
I'm guessing they had to do that 3 or 4 times, because I'm guessing his pants fell down like 3 times before that, and they're like, "Cut, redo it. We want to make this silly, but not seeing your arse crack." You know what I'm saying? Because it looks like his those shorts fill up with a bunch of ice and water very quickly. Yeah.
Oh, Commander, we hope you feel better soon.
Yes, we hope you definitely feel better. And Jeebus, I know how that goes. I've been there, done that. Yeah. So anyways, you take care of yourself. We're hoping that this stream makes you feel a lot better. So let's begin blowing into or filling hot air or letting the hot air out of what we're about ready to go over right now.
Commander, I get what you're going through, buddy. I had food poisoning a couple of months back. I lost about 35 pounds in less than a week. So Jeebus. I get you.
Yeah, I've been there, done that. I've gotten all kinds of different things where I was puking my guts out or shitting puke. Yeah, you know, that stuff. And yeah, not having a good day. All right. I found so much new weird shit too that we're going to be going over in the future. Like, it's going to be amazing. But until then, hopefully, I found it. There we go. Let me see when this was made. Okay, it doesn't tell us, but it's from like the 1990s or something like that. So let me set everything up. There we go. And share the stuffs of the things. I hope y'all are ready for this, because this is going to be lots of fun.
I don't know. I'm not sure yet.
If there ever such thing as being ready for it.
Y'all ready for this?
You know, yeah. For this idiocracy, I mean, it's not their faults that people got them to believe this shit. It's like part of what's going on here. But anyways, here we blow.
This one particular night, they were in bed, and this dark figure, they described it as having a hood, but it appeared to be a man.
I got deeper and deeper into.
Yeah, so some scary dude was in your daughter's room watching them sleep. That's really what happened. It wasn't probably a demon, dude. Uncle. Yeah, it was somebody that. Yeah, it was definitely a human, probably.
Number of different things in the occult. I was becoming just aware that these things were around me and that they were interested in my life.
Oh yeah, because your line's so fucking interesting.
His natural face disappeared, and instead I saw a huge red, frightening face, kind of scaly skin.
So if a person say they saw a spirit or something in their room, if I was in the room, would I have seen it? And the answer is probably not, because there was nothing material there. It was spiritual.
That's definitely not how the world works, because if it's inside your own head,
that's called good excuse. Like, oh yeah, you couldn't see it because it was a spiritual experience.
Only that you were getting because blah blah blah, your mind was open enough, or your blah blah blah. Yeah, no, that's called psychopathy. If somebody's running around seeing things that nobody else is seeing, and you do not have a way to test or prove that there is something that nobody else can see, no, your brain is broken. You need to go see medical health. That's what we're gonna keep saying over and over again through this fucking shit is, no, you don't need to go see a therapist. Go ahead.
What kind of test did this guy do to prove that it was spiritual in nature?
There is nil experiments or anything that happens other than real people telling real stories about their experience with the
why would they do
supernatural.
experiments if they're just bog standard people saying about their experience?
Yeah,
it's not like the investigative ones where they're like, yes, we're going to go now. You've told us your story. We're now going to investigate. I'm going to get out the e-readers.
Yeah, well, the thing
they're really funny.
My only point is that there's never been any test to prove anything spiritual ever. So,
well, the ghost
just label
hunter,
it spiritual is just, I need a label for something. I'm going to make it up.
Well, the ghost hunter people have a bunch of things that they think that they're doing when they're ghost hunting, and there's not enough proof that those things work in certain circumstances and blah blah blah. But anyway, and we'll get into ghost hunting later, but that's part of what it is. Something's happening that their brain doesn't understand, and because anyways, just keep blowing on, and then we'll say this again and again. A lot of times, okay, if somebody's seeing something that other people aren't seeing, there's something going on with them hallucinating some way, shape, or form for whatever reason. They could be on mushrooms, right? So if I'm on mushrooms and nobody else is on mushrooms, I'm going to see certain things and nobody else is going to see those things, right? So that doesn't mean that I am tapped into the spiritual world a little bit more.
Yes, it does.
We're not getting into the DMT theory or the salvia theory or anything like that. No. Just like what's happened to every single time that I've been on drugs, so much crazy shit. Eventually, we were able to prove that it was something else. I never ran away from anything or didn't disprove it by going and figuring out what it was. The first time we did LSD, we thought we saw a mini Tyrannosaurus Rex until I went and I grabbed it and it was just a fucking bush. We thought we saw aliens in a little itty bitty nest. They were these little pink beings that were like that big, and they were making this noise. Then a hummingbird started buzzing around our heads, and we were like, oh, fucking hummingbird babies, duh, right? So every time that I have come in contact with the supernatural, we were able to prove that it wasn't the supernatural. It was just because we were on drugs, and obviously that makes sense. Have I tried to see ghosts and other things not on drugs? Totally. I've done seances. I've gone and done all this stuff and things. I'm a carny, obviously. But a lot of that stuff is you find out the ways to manipulate people's minds, like fortune telling, to see certain things. Is there other things out there? Maybe. I don't know. But the way that people are presenting these things as of now, we can kind of give it some kind of backing. Like, just listen to what these people say. Like I was saying, they've already said weird, crazy shit already. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
And then he turned to me. I was standing at the end of the counter, and I said, looking straight in the eye, and he said, but you know.
Hey, doorknob. Oh.
lurking under a cloak of darkness, prowling to and fro, searching for their next victim, hidden and yet seen, evil yet masquerading as an angel of light. That belief of what...
Why the fuck do you have all that background noise? That's okay. Give me a second. I'm gonna change something and see if I can get rid of that, because that is weird. Let me go to this and go to that and then see if that's gonna be a little bit better.
For centuries, many have called demons, those creatures of the spiritual
That background noise is weird.
Of hell. Their commander, Satan, or the devil himself. Is it true? Do demons
that's
actually
great
exist?
background.
And are they a threat to you and to me? We will ask those and other questions.
Okay, I'm so glad they pulled that fucking weird out of there, because I was gonna like kill somebody if it was still there. But I've already watched a quarter of this, and I didn't notice it after this, so I figured it was gonna be gone. That is a horrible tie, homie. God damn it. Anyways.
We'll talk to experts, some of the church, some not of the church, and ask them about their beliefs or disbeliefs in what demons can and cannot do. We'll talk to everyday men and women, some young, some old, from all over the world, who believe they have come in contact.
I mean, you know how many times as a teenager I like tried to summon demons to have sex with me, and like it never happened? Like I tried so hard to come inside a demon. I mean, never mind.
Attack with demons. We will even meet a former chief investigator of the FBI who investigated satanic activity, and those people who believe they have pledged their lives to the very real forces of evil. Centuries ago, talk of demons were commonplace, but in the 18th century, the rise of rationalism, known as the Enlightenment, became the new way of seeing the world. The Western world dismissed all aspects of the evil spiritual.
Oh my God, people became modern and they were like, yeah, we have no proof of this shit, and like we don't believe in it. Oh my God, how did that?
I don't know.
Weirdly enough, the era of enlightenment happened a lot earlier than people think it did.
Yeah, exactly. The Dark Ages technically weren't dark, like they made it seem like nobody knew how to read, or technology fell away completely, or it was just very basic and everybody was just slack-jawed running around being a potato farmer or just a nose picker or something. And I'm not putting down potato farmers. I wasn't trying to say that. Just saying that like everybody was just a basic worker for the establishment is what I was trying to
it was like the Dark Ages, because there was like religious suppression of philosophy and like forward thinking.
Sure. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's what they meant. Well, that's what it was meant. Comparatively to what most people think, which meant that nobody learned how to read, nobody knew how to blah blah.
Yeah, if it weren't for the Dark Ages, we wouldn't actually have some of the most beautiful religious pieces of artwork that we have nowadays.
We wouldn't have Gothic artwork. We
wouldn't have that because religion wouldn't have been such a big deal, and these artists and painters would be off in other areas painting other things because they could. So like it's not like there was nothing, it's the Dark Ages, because like there was a lot of like religious turmoil. It was like dark days,
Yeah.
Not like Slim said, oh, everyone's like absolutely fucking stupid. Otherwise, there wouldn't have ever been an end to the Dark Ages. There would have been
we would have went through Idiocracy the movie back then, and it never would have gotten better. And that's again, and Harry says it correctly. That's what I was getting at as well. It is an outdated term. That's not what really happened during that time, other than it was religious persecution to get everybody to be thinking the same, and or for but again, everybody assumes nobody knew how to count, nobody knew how to read, nobody knew how to like function, and that's not what it was. Like Vila said, it was about religious persecution. And so now let's get more into, we almost got away from this stuff multiple times in history, and then religious people like evangelicals are doing in the Americas right now have fucking thrown us back into the fucking past so many times.
Yeah, it's ironic. So, like, the Age of Enlightenment was like the late 1700s, I believe. And like then we get into the 1800s, like mid 1800s. Queen Victoria's husband dies, and she goes into perma mourning. And like then we have this booming fascination of spiritualism and this sort of stuff. So like again, it's a cycle of like we started to come out of it into an enlightened era, and then kind of delve straight back into it in a different way, and it keeps cycling like this over and over and over again.
When was it? It was the two sisters that did all the seance stuff, and they found out they were like tapping on the floor.
Yeah,
and they were
it was 3 sisters, 2 twins, and 1 not twin.
And it was around what times? Wasn't it the 1800s?
1800s or like the 1850s.
Yeah, sure.
Hang on a minute.
And so that was another pushing aspect of it because they became so popular with that. And then Houdini went and started debunking all these motherfuckers that were doing that shit later on, and that's where we had that kind of
the Fox sisters, and it was 1888.
Okay, yeah, I knew it was the 1800s because that's once Vila said that, I was like, yeah, so here's the other example of the progression of it. And there was a handful of other famous fortune tellers and ghost spirit bringer upperers. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I can like do this to fucking get spirits to like come out, and then we can go talk to them and blah blah blah, yakety schmackety.
Oh yeah, there was like a huge boom in it where it was like table tipping, table knocking, and spirit boards, which is the precursor to Ouija boards.
Yeah, or you just get your fucking homie or homegirl to fucking put on a fucking thingy-mabobber or just powder their whole body, and then you get everybody to drink absinthe before or something like that. So everybody's off their rocker, and then you're like, "Ooh!" You have somebody come in like, "Oh, I'm a ghost," and people are like, "Oh my god, I just saw a ghost." Yeah, no,
I want to add on to it. Like, it was this boom in like the funeral business, pseudo spiritualism. There was a lot of charlatans, a lot of fakes out there, but because there was this boom in it, there was another intense interest in the Romani travelers and their way of life with tarot reading and fortune telling and things like that. And then that also, because people got very interested in that, we got the idea of like bohemian fashion and like these enlightened women of like, oh, I'm so bohemian, coming out of it, and the fetishization of the Romani way of life while still oppressing and having bigoted and racist ideologies towards the Romani people, which still actually progress to this day. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to miss an opportunity to talk about the Romani travelers are still racially oppressed to this day, and it's not talked about enough.
And it's there's a small link to that, to all of the really rich white women here in the Americas that say they're spiritual and they go by all the fucking quartz and all the stuff, and they rub their vagina with the
crystal crunching crackheads and midlife
and then
metaphysicalists.
Yeah, and then they're like anti-Asian people. You're like,
and they all join MLM. They all got their essential oils MLM.
Yeah. Exactly. You know, it's like hilariously silly. Hey, Jasper. So anyways, let's keep blowing on with this. So what's hilarious is they brought this up, but for the people that are religious, the way they're wording it makes them seem like this is being demonized, right? Oh my God, at one point in time, they didn't believe in evil spirits. And now for some reason, people believe in it again, or Jesus I don't know how they're going to spin this exactly, but here we blow. Yeah. With fucking, what's her name's fucking vagina scented candles and shit.
Yeah.
Fucking Gwyneth Paltrow.
Gwyneth Paltrow and her goop.
Yeah. And her, yeah.
It normally goes, we have an age of enlightenment, Negative thing happens. Religious preachers take advantage of that and say, because we stop believing in God, it's the cause of this. People go back to God because when you're at your worst moments in time, World War I, World War II, things like this happening, you seek community and unification. Unfortunately, churches are really good at having a solid community. Tends to happen in cults.
And you're more vulnerable
so then
to.
They fall into that, and then we get working generation to generation to enlightenment, and then rinse and repeat.
And that's what's happening in the Americas right now. But okay, let's keep blowing on.
While the rest of the world continue to acknowledge very real encounters with the powers of darkness. But our first story does take place in America. Alan and his entire family have always been aware of the spiritual realm, and in his early teenage years, Alan set off on a journey for spiritual truth.
Oh, he was looking for it.
My family always
probably
had a
don't
history
encounter it.
of having premonitions and different things on my mother's.
Yeah, so he's already being pushed into the lifestyle, thinking that things are things, just like these weird fucking parents. Their kid says some weird couple things, and they're like, they had a past life, and they were somebody in a thing and stuff and things. No,
and they were always somebody important.
Yeah, well, of course that, but that's how kids talk.
Of things.
No, that's how kids talk.
Yeah, she said lots of things that makes it sound like she's had a past life. Like, Mummy, I'm glad I picked you to be my mum.
Yeah, exactly.
Out of all my mums I've ever had, you're the best mum.
Yeah. It's they're not referencing things. Well, they're not referencing things right. What they're talking about is they looked at all of their friends' moms and they like you the best, but because you're the mom, you're there, you know what I'm saying? Like they're just not wording things properly because they're fucking kids. And I have said, and I've heard my significant other's kids come up and be like, I was the king of something, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, sure you were. That's not an experience of them being fucking from another existence.
There are allegedly some very fucking freaky examples of it. Like, I've not looked into it to debunk it, but there was a story of a boy who was talking about his past life very vividly, and that he was murdered, and he remembered where his body was buried, and thus told people, and they went there and it got dug up and there was a skeleton there.
Okay, I would definitely like to look into that, but most of the time it's things that there's no real connection. They're not really saying things, or like the other thing where like there was twins that died, and then like she had another set of twins or something, and then she was like, oh, they brought in the spirits of the other ones because every once in a while they would like do something like the kids before or something, and you're like, no, you're just trying to connect something that's not there. Like you just want something to be there. Anyways, blowing. So again, this person has already been pushed in the direction of having premonitions or experiencing spiritualized things, right?
And when my mother married my dad, my mom would have these little premonitions, and she tells my dad, and my dad's a big burly Polish guy, and he says, oh, you're making up things, or you're just thinking that, and don't put any stock in it. And she would be right. And so I always grew up with stories like that about.
Yeah,
she'd always be right. Always.
Every single fucking time. No. And the other thing is, you can be very vague about a bunch of stuff, and like say you're in a relationship, say you're in this whole situation, and somebody in the relationship says, you know what, we need to make more money, or dude, we're gonna lose the car, or you know, you need to get the oil changed before the car breaks down or something, right? This little kid doesn't understand the concept. She's right, because that's the way the world works. She's like, hey, the fucking car is like breaking down. You need to go take it in. He doesn't take it in. It breaks down. She didn't fucking predict the future. She just said something that was going to happen no matter what. What premonitions did she say? He didn't say that, right? So that how do we know what she predicted or what not? He's not saying that. Once again, like we said in the past, he's not giving us the right information to make us actually shown proof of anything. He's giving us vague information that is not necessary and or that just fills in a story, that just makes a story for us to believe. Yeah, at this point in time, I don't even know what that is either.
Aunts who would ask if the crops were going to be good, and they get rappings on the wall, knocks on the wall. So I thought that therefore, because it was in my family after watching movies and stuff, now I can have the same thing happen.
So now he wants to be like his mom, which just happens to a lot of people who are scryers and or fortune tellers or other things. They want to get into telling the future or whatever. So of course he's going to lean into this. And now somebody just gave him some money to come on here to tell the story for this documentary. Of course he's going to do it.
And when I was a little kid, I think
nuts on the wall.
It must have been in 7th grade. We were in rural North Dakota. My dad was in the military, and we were way out in the middle of nowhere. And my room was facing a big blank field with no lights outside, and I would have a light that would appear on my wall and move from my wall over to basically my lamp that was by my bedstand. It would go across.
So when cars drive by the streets, even if it is miles away, you might see when the moon moves across the sky in your window. You probably never mind. I mean, gee, but it's crazy. There's so many reasons why there's going to be maybe lights that move across your fucking room throughout the night.
Also,
that's how
it is an optical illusionary thing where I will lay in a dark room and it will appear like there's a light going across, but it's not quite like that. And I can make it happen a lot quicker if I like blink my eyes a lot or do certain things to force it to happen once it started to.
Yeah,
like you look at the wall and you can see random bright dots of light area that's lighter than the rest, which makes it appear like there's a darker spot, but it's not.
There's
still light refracting and stuff, even in a dark room, because even in a dark room, it's very rarely pitch black. There's still light refraction that makes shadows appear, and we don't notice or think there are shadows because it's a dark room. There's no light, but there's always a vague light source.
Well, unless you paint the whole room with the darkest black that there is.
Yeah, because that's what everybody does. No, anyways. So no.
By the way, I'm actually buying some of that paint soon for like painting and experimenting. So I'm looking forward to that.
Awesome.
Yes,
awesome.
Let us know and show us. We'll go over different ways of seeing it or not seeing it or whatever.
Cool.
But yes, this is something that happens just because your fucking weird brain wants to pretend that it's other things. No, this is just nature and how nature works. You smooth the brain, idiot.
One wall and go on another.
I'd love it to be true. Genuinely, I'd love it if ghosts were real and this stuff was true. But
you know how much. Go ahead.
No, I mean, like, I'm literally going like shoulder shrug.
Yeah.
Like, I'd love it to be real, but like,
that's
sorry. I forgot I wasn't on camera and you couldn't see the movements.
Yeah. So that's what I've been saying since the beginning of. Since I can actually sputter out words, dude, I would love leprechauns, the Tooth Fairy, Santa Claus, a god or different gods or every religion's gods to be real and hanging over wherever they believe in it, or you know what I'm saying? Like it'd be amazing if Hinduism was hanging over that part of India, and then in China, there was the dragon culture and stuff, and then hanging over us was the Jeebus, and then you go to South America.
I think that's also like one of the big reasons why this whole imaginary world exists, because people want it to exist.
No, I know. It's exactly what it is. And I wanted all of that stuff to be real. I wanted to go into the forest and I wanted to find fairies. I wanted to find the cookie making elves that lived inside the tree knot inside of that fucking oak tree. You know what I'm saying? I wanted all of that to be real. And then after a while you figure out and you're like, son of a bee sting. Fuck, it's not. I mean, there is weird fucking crazy anomalies and there's weird crazy stuff here, but it's not the stuff that we're usually going over, right? I mean, there may be a small truth or nugget of a truth to what we're talking about, but it isn't. Like, unfortunately, these people either have mental disorders that they need to go get medication for and go see a therapist for, or they are just seeing very, very vague things. And like this kid is, I think this kid is just doing it for fucking clout and for money. I think he is just another Kenneth Copeland, where he's just trying to do it for money and clout, and he doesn't believe what he's saying, because what he just gave us, all the information he just gave us, shows that he's like, no, I'm a fucking I'm a scam artist. My parents fucking have been pushing me towards being a fucking snake handler my whole life. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. That's why you're here, not because this actually happened, or you're misconstruing things enough because you're being pushed towards thinking that we're in a spiritual war, that if we don't win against Satan, Jesus and God can't win because humans didn't make the battle work. What the fuck? I mean, none of that makes any sense every time I try to think about
if
this.
God is that powerful, he could just fucking stop it.
Why did he make Satan? Why did he make Lucifer? If he, why would you make the bad version? And then you let that evil deity make demons that came onto the earth to possess people so that they could do stuff and things. Like, what? Like, it still doesn't make any sense. Like, why is there this holy battle going on when God could have just made this the fucking most peaceful? Like, why did he have to ask Adam and Eve to not eat that fucking whatever the fuck? The pear or whatever it was that we think that it may have been, not an apple, but whatever. Why would you test things unless you just wanted to be a fuckhole? You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I just want to be a dick and just fucking make everybody's fucking life horrible. Let's add disease, plagues, no, that's what natural life is. Naturalization means destruction. That's what nature would normally do, right? You have things that are trying to destroy other things, that are trying to eat other things, that consume other things, and blah, blah, blah. That's the whole cycle. Otherwise, you have too many things. Well, I don't know any other way to think of it, right? I mean, how would you have existence without things recycling other things by eating them or taking in their sustenance and then turning into something else, right? I mean, no, I know, and I did try to stick my penis in it, and that was not where the elves are. Let me tell you, do not stick your penis in a knot hole in a tree. Anyways,
because you might be very surprised.
Well, you're going to have somebody grab your nuts, and it's not going to be somebody that you want.
Wait, was your uncle in hiding in the tree?
No, it was a feisty squirrel.
Oh, he wanted these nuts.
He wanted these nuts. Okay, anyways, let's keep blowing on with this.
What was their senior year? And a bunch of us were close friends, and therefore we were staying after the party and just kind of hanging out and talking. And there were basically 3 girls that I was very good friends with. And I had been gone for a year. I had moved away and had just come back. So they were asking me about what I was doing in my life. And I began to tell them that I had given up on God and on church and different things. And I was starting to look into philosophy and into the occult. And I was going to try and find out the truth. I had some tarot cards in my pocket and showed them to them, and they got excited and explained basically what they could do, and that we could basically ask the cards some questions, and I could read them and tell them, predict their future, or tell them what was going on in the situation behind the scenes, things they might not know.
And
another raging senior year party. Woo! Success! Well, what are we gonna do now? Hey, Alan, what about one of those seances you're always talking about? Hey, yeah. Seriously, Alan, we've got the house for as long as we want.
Like, there's nothing wrong with tarot cards because there's nothing in the Bible about them, because tarot cards weren't in existence in biblical times, nor was spirit talking boards or things like that nature.
A Ouija board was not even yeah.
But it's all witchcraft, so it's evil. It's magic. Only God is allowed to do magic.
And
that's the
yeah,
thing. It wouldn't be any of those because you're not conjuring a spirit. You are asking spirits that are out there, theoretically, to talk to
come
you.
inside.
It's not necromancy. And like, they believe in guardian angels can communicate with us. So why not? Also, like, we believe that, like, depending on what religion you're in, say Mormonism, that you can actually baptize the souls of people so they can potentially go to one of the like levels of heaven. So surely finding out someone's name to get them baptized would be a good thing. So like, even then, no. Like, I know it's all not really like there, but still, the logic doesn't logic to me, you know?
No, totes. And of course, this situation totally happens all the time with teenagers, right?
Yeah, of course.
This is the typical thing that every teenager does. Instead of smoking weed, drinking alcohol, or having sex, no, this is what they sit around.
It's totally not like the little kids pulling out the Ouija board, like for a sleepover. It's the grown-ups and the teen. I can't tell you how many times I was having to pull out my Ouija board from my chuff at parties.
Yeah.
Just like because we decided to Ouija board it.
And then, how many times have you done light as a feather, stiff as a board? I mean, that was another like common thing that happened all the time, which was a fake magic-y thing or whatever. And
there were a load of girls that nearly got suspended because they were doing light as a feather, stiff as a board inside the common room at the Catholic school I went to.
Yep.
It was hilarious.
Yep, exactly. It's just a fucking magic trick, or like, I mean, it's anyways. Yeah. Almost all of us did. It mainly was for the girls more did it than the dudes. But I was involved in a lot of sleepovers with my stepsisters. Like, they had friends over, and then I would just hang out with them because I like to wear dresses and put on makeup and stuff. Anyways, and I had longer nails than most of the girls at the time. Anyways, let's keep blowing on with this.
Still got candles left.
Done.
Got your crystal ball, Alan?
I think you're so smart.
Wait, this could be fun. Come on, Alan. Jan has the candles. What else do we need? Alan, come on.
The blood of the firstborn. Oh, never mind.
Hey, I'm up for anything once.
Don't need any crystal ball. But I do have these.
Oh my god, no, not tarot cards! Oh.
No way. What's that?
They're my tarot.
Tarot cards don't summon demons.
No, they don't. All they do is pseudo tell your future, even though it's the interpretation of, I mean,
there's like
there's
two ways of reading them. There's the set way where like
Yep.
there's a book that describes each card means this thing, or there's the like the fluid way where you derive meaning from it. So when I've read tarot, I've got cards with artwork that really spoke to me, and I would look at the person and look at what artwork images was within the tarot card that felt like it worked. And like that's also more the I guess like the easier way to scam people.
Yeah.
Because you can derive whatever meaning you want out of it. But I also do the scamming of it. I just like reading tarot cards, so I did it for free for people, like randomly, because it was like interesting. But they don't talk to the dead with them, and you don't summon fucking devils with it.
No, it's definitely, it's not a Ouija board. It's not a scrying a device to open up a porthole or anything like that.
Yeah, it's not like the obsidian mirrors. It's not
Yeah. It's not a black mirror or whatever the other weird thingy-mabobbers are that they say. It's not a Stargate, okay? So it's not a Stargate. So, yeah. Anyways, keep blowing on.
You're what?
Tarot. You know the cards psychics use to tell the future and stuff?
Hey, Alan, you actually use these? Guys, you gotta check them out.
Yes, I do use them. And be careful.
Weird, man. Have they ever worked?
That's
Ooh, these are
They
weird.
gotta be careful. But he was carrying them in a
Look at this one.
in a rag.
He was carrying in a cum sack. Anyways, a jizz sack that he uses because now they're going to get pregnant.
Don't let random strangers touch their tarot cards.
No, you're not supposed to technically let
You're
people
only
handle
meant to
them.
you're meant to only let the person who's doing the reading potentially touch them so their energy can get on it. So
Well, there may be times where somebody will touch you may have at certain points in time somebody touch one or two, but you're never going to ask them to hold one of the cards. They
and,
may
like,
take
have to
they may
cleanse them in between, and like you wouldn't just be like, and if he's learning into this, it isn't just a look what I just bought.
You're not going to make it rain. You're not going to make it rain on somebody with your tarot cards.
52 card pickup.
Yeah. And this is not how the world works with tarot. One person doesn't get one card that decides their whole fate. No matter what this wants to tell us, that's not how this works. Even if for some reason they were inside of a demon portal and blah, 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 yakety schmackety, whatever other fucking fantasy bullshit you can throw behind it. That's not how this works. So once again, it's religious people misrepresenting what this is. And that's why, thank you, Vila, we're going over this because they're totally...
They believe it's true.
No. They think they think that there's a physical war happening in some other dimension or in a way that we can't see, that demons, devils are fighting angels and other things like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's insane that somebody's like, yeah, there is a fight against Satan and Jesus happening right now with that, like, wait, what do you think is going on, you weirdo? Like,
So this
yeah,
is like
exactly.
the little things that they not even bothered to look into. They're just putting their religious spin on it, is what kind of makes it glaringly obvious that they're lying. Because it's not like this is someone, I feel this has happened. They're lying, because if it was someone who knew what they were doing but felt this happened, they would know these little details. I'm okay if someone feels they've had an experience, because doesn't matter if it's real or not. If your brain is telling you it's one way, it releases the chemicals anyway as if it's happened. So at that point, it's indistinguishable in between whether it really happened or not, because your brain has still done all the things as if it actually fucking happened. But when you're lying, no.
Well, and the other funny thing, right quick, is we're listening to a story that a grown man is telling about when he was a kid. Yeah, of course. Let's listen to somebody who's recounting something when they were a kid, because that's totally like gonna be on the up and up.
And this one, it says the Hermit. This has one of those pentagram star things.
Jesus
Isn't that the
Christ.
sign for the devil? Yo, this one
No.
is the devil card.
And that doesn't mean Satan. Jesus Christ.
Somebody asked a question, and the cards tell the answer.
The cards tell the answer? Wait, how do cards tell you the answer?
You guys are serious? You really want to do this?
Yeah.
Okay, here's the deal.
So this is how you're supposed to get pussy, is by learning how to use tarot cards in front of a bunch of ladies, because at least one of you'll tell them that some handsome man, blah, 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 yakety schmackety, and his name is mine.
You'll be pregnant soon.
Or something like that, right? You're going to get married soon because you met the man of your dreams today, or I don't know, you can ebb and flow it however you want to some extent. Anyways.
How you doing, ma'am?
Have the cards with me for a reason. The tarot reader always
Hey,
has the
Beck.
cards with me.
Is this an ABC after special?
Yeah, totes. And then why do all of a sudden do these weirdos pull up candles and all this other stuff? This seems very, very not true to reality.
Each card has a
Okay,
attached to it.
later, doorknob head.
I know they just look like cards with pictures on
Oh,
them,
yeah, not bad.
but they're really spirits.
Hello.
You keep them with you because the spirit of the cards commune with your spirit while you carry them.
I've missed so much of this.
Turn off the lights, light the candles.
Well, he's almost setting it up properly, but we'll see. He's turning the cards almost the right way. I don't remember the whole setup, and there's a couple of different ways that you can put the cards down when you're reading tarot for a couple of different reasons. So at least they're putting the cards in different positions that make it seem like they almost did their research. But again, they're pushing their propaganda no matter what.
All right, I just have one important thing to say, and that is that kids with that haircut when I was that age were always total jerks.
No, he would be he would be a douche nozzle of the group.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, it's totally the candles that bring the ghosts of past dicks to haunt you. Yeah, totes.
They're dick candles.
Yeah, I hear you, Beck. All right, let's blow on with this silly little pretending of what happened in the past in this with horrible actors or acting people.
You mean thespians?
Okay, now everybody has to get naked before we can. Never mind.
I'm the only one that knows this, but I've been into this stuff for a long time now.
For like a
Than
year.
what we see. There's a spiritual realm. It's really real. I've heard spirits talk to me before.
That's really real.
What do you mean you've heard spirits talk before?
I mean, I learned to do some things that let me know the spirits exist.
And these same spirits are in these cards?
Maybe, maybe not. Here's what we do. Somebody asked me a question about the future.
This is actually kind of fucking.
You asked the question. What the fuck?
Yeah, no, they almost got it right. They're close. They you know, but you're right. Yeah, they didn't do that yet. But
No,
I mean, this is.
They can't do it for real in this scenario because then it would actually happen.
Like, the funny thing is, I actually had a tarot card reading like a few days ago, and it was absolutely nothing like this.
Well, then you know what's wrong. You know what's wrong.
Bill,
This is the right way.
You let another woman read your tarot.
No, but
and charity as well.
This is definitely what you would imagine somebody who is trying to get in the pants of a couple of
chicks,
girls. Yeah, when you're a teenager, how to get in their pants. I mean, you make it dramatic. Your family has been in the industry for a long enough because he said that he's been primed his whole life to do this. So now he knows how to tell them all, how to hype them up to get them hot and bothered or get them thinking this is going to be real because the way he's talking, he's being charismatic about it. And so let's blow on. I mean, this is almost, when I read the books on how to do this, it's almost like word for word to some extent in seance versions of it. Not when you're doing it out in the open or doing it on the street corner or doing it inside of a place, but in seance versions of it, this is almost how I was taught kind of how to do these readings.
How about Mike? And is he the right one for me?
Is Mike the right one for Michelle?
No. Of course they know.
Queen of Wands.
Queen of Wands. What, Brainless?
Of course she's going to say, no, he's not the right one for you.
Well, let's see how he coordinates that into something else. We'll see.
Yeah.
Queen of Wands means abundance. Her spirit has caused her card to surface for the answer. So the answer is yes, but with caution. The abundance can mean anything. Let the spirit speak. We invite you into this house. Hear our plea from the depth of darkness to come forward into the light.
Hey, I don't know about this.
Disbelief against God's spirits. I ask all of you, do you want to invite the other side to come among us? Michelle?
Yes.
Jen?
Yeah.
Carla?
I know, at least he's get some women to say yes to him.
Because that's how the spirit world works. A bunch of teenagers could barely be doing anything and barely light a couple candles, and all of a sudden they can control the spirit world for no reason, and scientists can't figure out how to fucking.
And the spirit world is extremely obsessed with the aspect of consent. So it doesn't matter that Congressmen I diddle kids gave no fucks about consent when he was alive, but the minute he died, he had an epiphany, and he could only do anything with consent.
You can only be summoned by a 13-year-old little girl and nobody else for some reason, way, shape, or form, even though scientists.
If he was Congressman I diddle kids, it makes sense why only a 13-year-old.
No, he's only going to be like, hey, how's it going? Oh, yes, I'll do whatever you want.
They made me rise when I was alive, and they can make me rise when I'm dead.
Exactly. Allegedly. Anyways, let's keep blowing on with this. We're just going to get through this little itty-bitty story, and we'll pick this up another time before the what's-it-called ends. But yeah, Mango, you want to post the thingy-mabobbers in the cinema chats? for little one. Greg Locke, we have talked about Greg Locke, yes, a little bit, and we need to talk about him a little bit more, and a couple other of the evangelical pastors. So we will be doing that soon. I'm just trying to do all the Halloween stuff for this month, and then we'll blow back on to all the conspiratorial stuff. We'll go back over flat Earth and stuff like that in the next coming months.
Now back to Michelle and Mike.
Do I need to ask another question?
Shh. Wait. This card represents death. Michelle, the spirit of death is visiting you tonight.
I know you do, Mama.
Guys, this is too weird. I feel weird.
No.
Let your soul go.
Nothing happened, lady. He just pulled a card and just said something about something that doesn't mean that anything's fucking real, you weirdos. Like, this isn't real life.
Doesn't mean death.
No, of course not. It means a rebirth. It means the ending of something and a rebirth and a new something starting new, technically.
Yeah, but he's
And it can
literally
mean
said the death card, death, you like death is here, like death summoned and all this shit.
Yeah, well, of course, this kid, this teenager, is gonna say shit like that because he doesn't understand it, and or he is trying to make a narrative. Yeah, no, and they're trying to make a narrative as of right now as well. So, anyways, keep blowing on.
Go, Jan. Commune with your feelings. The spirit of death is here. Why, Michelle? Confess, Michelle. Let go, Michelle.
No, stop. I don't like this. No.
Now he's just trying to traumatize his friend.
Definitely, as I got deeper and deeper into a number of different things in the occult, I was becoming just aware that these things were around me and that they were interested in my life, and what I was doing and where I was going, and different things like that.
That is called psychopathy. You just believed that entities that were not seen or other things or something that you had control over or that you were being involved in with. Just like a lot of what they claim. Pastors, there's that one lady, I don't remember what her name was. I don't remember. No, there's
body part
sure. No, there is this other weird, crazy lady, and let me see if I can. Let me see if I can find it.
Jill, the one that believes that they're sentient taco monsters. Gail Cordshula.
This crazy lady. Hold on. This lady. Everybody go to this person's channel. So Owen Morgan, Telltale. Go there. So this lady.
2023 is when this
you're trying to do to your rightful president.
Yeah,
That's
Julie Green.
Matter. There will be no indictment of my son.
Ooh, yeah. Oopsie daisy. Didn't
So she like professes that she's like speaking through God, speaking through her, and every prophecy, blah blah blah, yakety schmackety, whatever. Oh, Jeebus Christ, it's insanely stupid. That lady, and we're gonna be going to her in the near future. After the Octobers, we'll be going over her. So
am I here?
Try it one more time, Al. So anyways, I am exhausted from performing all weekend. I have a show tomorrow night in Denver. After my homegirl, I believe I'm gonna go down to Denver and get a corset piercing down my side to help my homegirl do something new that she's never done before for piercings. And then I have a show, and then I think I have shows this weekend. If not, I have shows the next couple. But so tomorrow we're not doing a show. Wednesday will be, I know. Wednesday will be Drunk News, and I have a couple of okay, Al. There, okay, we got you. So Wednesday's Drunk News. I got a bunch of Halloween-y stuff, a bunch of weird, spooky stuff. And then Thursday, I think, is cyborgs and transhumanism. And we're going to go over what all of those mean and if cyborgs are going to be the failure of the future of humans. And Friday, 666 stream will be like the 19th or something. And then October 30th, if I don't get a gig, we're still going to do the All Hallows Eve stream. So thank you all very much. We'll see you Wednesday. If anybody wants to shill anything, throw it at Mama's got that. If anybody wants to shill anything, let us know.
I got one thing.
So I'm probably going to take advantage of the fact that Sim's not streaming tomorrow and do my stories then, so I can have like a much longer window of doing it than just like an hour. So
okay.
Yay.
Cool. Awesome. Everybody go there. Vila, if you would like to put that in the side chat, go for your channel. Otherwise, it is in the description, just like all of the other stream curves. Bryn, let's go ahead and say whatever.
Could you link it for me, please?
Your channel?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, brother.
Let's see. Where's that bitch channel?
Yes, Al.
Yeah, I just want to know if I can be heard because I've been having
we can hear you now.
I think when the lights went out on the float, they also took out my phone. But I'm sure that didn't actually happen. I'm maybe the demons that you guys were talking about.
Oh no,
I had a poltergeist in the trailer and it jumped into my phone because the mechanic actually fixed the trailer, and then the poltergeist had to jump in my phone. That's when everything started going to shit. And then I mentioned Greg Locke, and then I was like, holy shit.
That is the most logical explanation for all of that. That's the Arkham's razor for you right there.
That's right. Arkham's razor is shave your balls in the morning, and you won't have to shave them again until the next morning.
There you go. I like that.
That's his razor, right?
That's what Occam's razor is.
Yeah, that's what his razor's for shaving your balls.
Yes,
that's what Occam's razor is always for. Just don't shave them too close to Foucault's pendulum.
Yeah. Otherwise, you're gonna get them tangled together, and that's no good at all.
Otherwise, you end up doing ball shave on the TikTok.
Yeah, exactly. And then it ends up on the YouTubes. Anyways, okay, so let's blow on. No, it actually ends up on the OnlyFans. Anyways, thank you all very much. Everybody have a good night. I need to go actually eat some more food. And we will see you Wednesday. I will share thingy-mabobbers about tomorrow night, photos and video as soon as I get them from the show. So everybody say bye.
Bye.
Bye.